All right, we're going to get Alan Pierce up here. He is going to be our weighmaster today. And help me extend our appreciation to the entire B.A.S.S staff, whether that be our photographers on the water, our camera operators, or our staff around stage. Let's give them a round of applause for all their hard work this week. All right, I think we've got the stage set. Now all we have to do is just weigh them. You guys ready? Let's hear it on three. Give me a loud roar, Eufaula, Oklahoma. Let's shake the roof off this brand new pavilion. So on three, let me hear you. 1, 2, 3. That may be the loudest it's ever happened because we've never had an indoor weigh-in. Let's welcome him up out of Emory, Texas. Jack York, 28-8 through his 2 days of fishing. 4 more to go with it. Doesn't need much. This was a tight race coming into today. Everybody had a shot. He needs just 6.5 with these 4 to take over the lead. And these Eufaula, Oklahoma bass are feisty. Again, 28-8 through his 2 days of fishing. And we need these fish just to sit still for 1 second. I mean, they've been feisty all week.
All week, man.
Looking for 6.5. He's got it, 11 pounds, 15 ounces, and in the first place for Jack York out of Emory, Texas. 3-day total of 40 pounds and 7 ounces, the EQ angler. Gonna have a great finish here in Eufaula. Again, projected top 10 right now inside, looking at 9th place in the EQ points. So you're going to be sitting well moving into the northern swing.
For sure, man. It's been a good run lately. Hopefully we can keep it going up there, but super grateful for a good week here. I had a terrible practice. Really didn't know what I was on, but grateful for it. I want to say a huge thank you to all my family and friends that pulled up. We're going to have a good night. I want to say big thanks to y'all, and glad to be here.
I'm curious, you said you had a bad practice. Did you change things or did you stay stubborn and it started working out? What dialed you in this week?
Man, every day was different. I caught him doing a little bit of everything. I didn't have like 1 or 2 deals. I think just kind of adjusting and doing a bunch of different stuff. That was kind of the deal for me.
Okay. All right, well, thank yous.
Man, all my sponsors, like I say, my family, everybody been texting me. Can't say thank y'all enough. It means the world.
You ever sat in the hot seat?
Never have before. First time.
Well, you're about to. Let's get loud for him. He's your leader right now. Let's see how long he stays. All right, this is a pretty tough one coming up. He was a champion last year at the Harris Chain of Lakes. Punched his ticket to the 2024 Bass Pro Shops Bassmaster Classic out of Warfield, Kentucky. Come on up, Matt Messer. 30 pounds and an ounce through his 2 days of fishing. And unfortunately, Lake Eufaula won today. Not going to register a fish catch, but still beating out 185 anglers to get in this top 10 line was a great week this week for you.
Yeah, after practice, 10th place. If you had told me that, I'd have ripped your arm off for that deal. But, man, today was absolutely brutal. Today was a lot more like what practice actually was. And day one, I pulled up on something random. I actually had a waypoint there from last year. Thought it was brush pile. Had the wrong point marked. Run up on it. And caught like 2 4-pounders back-to-back casts, and then caught all my weight there yesterday. Today it was too windy. I couldn't even, not a shot, may even get my bait to hit the bottom. But had a super blessed week, had a fun week down here. Got to catch some big bass, just didn't do it today.
Good job, though. Again, let's hear from Matt Messer. We were here last year, too. That's his second top 10 in a row. He had a top 10 here last year as well. And he's rolling out projected 10th place in EQ Angler of the Year. So a great event for him. All right. He has the Phoenix Boat Big Bass coming into today with a 6-pound, 13-ounce monster on Lake Eufaula out of Idaho. Come on up, Cody Meyer. 2-day total, 30 pounds and 12 ounces. Just 2 today, though, Cody. To unseat Jack, you need 9-12 on these 2. 5 pounds, 10 ounces up to second place. Going to be a great finish for him. And Cody Meyer projected in 3rd place right now in the Tackle Warehouse EQ points race. So got it done this week, I would say.
Yes, you guys don't look too impressed with those 2 bass. I'll tell you what, that took a ton of luck and very little skill to catch those, and I'm proud of them. But hey, I'm so thrilled to have caught what I caught. You know, I was living on borrowed time all week. on Lake Eufaula. Really had nothing going on and just made a lot out of a little, and caught that big 613 yesterday. I'll tell you what, I've been doing this for 18 years full time. That fish is something I'll never forget. Very, very memorable fish. And so thank you guys. Thank you, Lake Eufaula. My grandpa, before he passed away, he always used to say, that's why they call it fishing, not catching. And I never understood that until Lake Eufaula. So it was really brutal, but just got to say thanks to everyone. Thanks to my great sponsors, especially thanks to my wife. On Monday, I'll be married for 18 years. Takes a very special woman to marry a fisherman for that long. And definitely got to thank Daiwa, Evergreen, Blazer Boats, TackleWarehouse.com, Boat Bling. All my amazing sponsors have been with me a long time. Very proud to be with them and proud to be with you guys at Bassmaster. Love you guys. Just love weighing in fish and seeing everyone, and just great crowds, and just excited to keep fishing and to go up north. Wear a sweatshirt in the morning actually sounds kind of nice right now.
Cody's the easiest interview ever. I just asked Cody, how you doing? And 5 minutes later, we covered everything. But awesome. Let's hear it for him one more time. Good job, Cody. We're rolling out in second place again. Top three right now, projected third place after this event in the Tackle Warehouse Elite Qualifier points. So, again, a fantastic job by him this week and so far this season. All right, our next angler up. He's come through the high school series and the college series. He now calls Auburn, Alabama home. Come on up, Connor Jacob. 31-12 through his 2 days. To unseat Jack, you need 8-12. I think you're going to have it. 16 pounds, 13 ounces. And up to first place with a 3-day total of 48.9. Connor Jacob says hello to the hot seat. 3-day total, 48 pounds and 9 ounces out of Auburn, Alabama. He is your new leader. I'm sure that sounded well. The new leader.
Yeah, that's crazy. If you told me that, like everyone else is saying, before this tournament, I wouldn't have believed you, but I'm happy to have it.
How'd you get it done?
So the first day, I ended up catching most of them off of stumps. That was kind of the plan I had going into it. I did get a few big bites in a marina that I was going to head to, but I decided to save it going into day two. And then day two, I pulled up there, caught a 5-pounder off like the first spot I hit, caught a 4 right after that. And I was like, oh, there's something to this. Ended up weighing most of my weight out of there, and then today I started there and caught 2 really quick, good ones. So that was pretty much a special spot this week.
Like drop shot, saw a lot of that.
All on a drop shot, yeah. 1 on a bait caster for the docks, 1 on a spinning rod for piles.
And were you in the clear water?
Yeah, I was in the back of Porham all week. I saw the dirty water, and I ran as far away from it as I could get.
Yeah, so you found the clear water. All right. Well, again, congratulations so far. We're sitting in the lead. You want to get some thank yous in?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my mom, number one, because today I slung an ear on the way down there. Somehow the boat still ran, but once I came off pad, I couldn't move. I was dead in the water. So she drove me a new prop, drove me, I had a backup and everything. I'm not that incompetent, but it didn't run that good. So she drove me a new prop, drove me a new prop wrench because my prop wrench broke, really saved me today, and that's the only reason I could run around and ended up catching a couple threes. And then I'd like to thank everyone else, my girlfriend for supporting me, friends and family, and then Vanilla Bug Spray and Brews Distributing for being the sponsors that helped me do all this.
He's your new leader. Let's hear for him and Jack Yart. One more round of applause for Jack. Jack in second place now. We'll see where you end up. All right, this next one's a pretty big hitter. We've been through 5 events, and he has 3 top 10s in those 5 events. Come on up out of Oxford, Alabama, Matt Adams. Again, a great season so far. 3 top 10s through 5 events. 3 in the bag to unseat Connor. You need 15.9, Matt. Looking for 15.9 on these 3. Again, 33-1 through his 2 days. These fish all week have just had an attitude.
Oh, I know. They jumped off my hook a bunch today.
3 fish today worth 7 pounds, 13 ounces up to second place for Matt Adams. Matt going to be projected in 5th place in the Tackle Warehouse Elite Qualifier points. And let's hear it for him. 40 pounds, 14 ounces through his 3 days of fishing. And again, man, it's been a special season so far. This is your 3rd top 10 in 5 events.
It has. First, hey, I want to thank everybody for coming. This crowd's one of the best we've had all year. From takeoff to now, you guys deserve your own round of applause, so thank you all for coming out. As far as the season goes, it's been up and down. Make a top 10, suck. Make a top 10, suck. Make a top 10. So you know what happened to St. Clair.
Let's get that turned around now.
I'm hoping. I'm looking forward to it. I've never been. I've heard really good things about it. But as far as this week, this lake here, it's been difficult. The high temperatures, the drop in water, muddy, clear, a little bit of everything. So I got lucky. I started off thinking I was going to fish deep. Went to the clear water for a day and a half and just got tired of it. I was catching 2-pounders. So I just decided I'm running south. I'm going to the muddy water and run into a long stretch of grass that even some, my buddy Austin Cranford, who's local here, didn't even know it was there yet. And so I stayed in it for 2 days, and finally the water fell out. I kind of knew that going into today. I ran around and tried to do some things deep and found the same thing. Wish I'd have started where I finished, jumped off a couple fish, would have made this a little more interesting. But, it's a great event. Want to thank B.A.S.S. You guys do a great job. And once again, thanks for everybody coming out.
Good job, Matt. We appreciate you. Let's hear for him. One more round of applause. And then there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doing okay over there, Connor? Have you ever sat here before?
Not in the opens, no.
You didn't know high school or college?
College, yeah.
Okay. All right. Little nerd?
No, I didn't, because we weighed in last, so never sat in it.
Well, it's a big one. It's another former college angler coming up.
Yeah, I'm not thinking I'm going to finish on top, but we'll see.
All right. We will see. The longer you sit there, the more money you make, too. All right, he's now calls Grant, Alabama home. He's originally from California, 33.5 through his 2 days of fishing. Let's welcome to the stage Andrew Loberg. All right, Andrew, 5 in the bag to unseat Connor. You need 15.5. Again, 33.5 through his 2 days of fishing, looking for 15.5 with this 5-fish limit. Again, looking for 15.5. The suspense. You okay over there, Connor? He's got it. 16 pounds, 7 ounces, and Andrew Loberg moves into the lead. 3-day total of 49.12. And the Californian, who now calls Alabama home, is sitting in first place with 49.12. Projected to 7th in the Tackle Warehouse EQ points, and now we're in the lead here in this tournament.
Yeah, man, it was a really good event. Had a tough practice, but just slowly put the puzzle pieces together and just grinded away, man. It was not a lot of bites this week, but if I got around a little pot of fish, I was able to catch a couple keepers. Had to mix it around today. And it was fun, man. The beginning of the week, I actually caught them on a Lucky Craft BDS4 to find some of these kind of key stretches. And after all the boat pressure and stuff got on them, they kind of slid back out, and I just threw a jig on them, and that's how I caught them. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Can't wait for the next one.
You got off to a fast and furious start. You were the first you had the first keeper on the board, and it was a good one. But then it was like nothing for the longest time, and then it was like you were going as fast as you could here at the end, just to get as much as you could.
Yeah, this morning after I caught that one, I'm like, man, I think this is gonna be a good day. And then I went like hours without a bite. I'm like, dude, we got to make a different call here. So I spun around the lake, caught a few keepers, and then went back to that stretch. And they finally moved up and kind of positioned, and was able to catch that one decent one and had that 16 pounds. So it was good.
What do you want to say higher thanks to?
Yeah, I just want to say hi to my parents and family back at home in California. Huge shout out to my job, Land IQ. It's an agricultural consulting company, and they let me take time off to go fish. Mariani Nut Company, Costa Sunglasses, Powerhouse Lithium. I have a 16-volt battery only for my graphs. I was live scoping most of the week. Sun up to sundown, that thing never dies. So if you're looking for a new battery for your graphs, that Powerhouse Lithium 16-volt, it's a pretty sneaky deal, man. It makes your graphs way better. But yeah.
Awesome. Take over that hot seat. One more round of applause for Connor Jacob, and we will see how long Andrew can stay.
Also want to thank Boxwells for driving out from Texas, wherever they are. Heavy hauling, Dallas, Fort Worth metro area. Heavy haul company's the best.
There you go. You good? We good now? No, you're good. Just want to make sure before we roll into the next one, because I know he's ready. out of Cleveland, Alabama. Let's welcome him to the stage, Trey Swindell. All right, Trey, 33-11 through your 2 days of fishing. 5 in the bag to unseat Andrew. We need 16-2. 5 in the bag, looking for 16-2. 12 pounds, 10 ounces up to third place. Going to be a great finish for Trey Swindell. 46.5, and that has jumped Trey all the way to 36 in the Tackle Warehouse Elite Qualifier points. That's a projection. So he is still alive rolling into St. Clair. It's a great week. Happy to have you here on Championship Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. If I had $1 for every time somebody asked me if I had my insurance this morning, I'd win more than whoever wins this thing. I'm going to be honest with you. But, no, I had a rough start to the morning this morning. I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to go to a knot tying class because the first 3 hook sets I broke every knot I had tied on the front deck. But it was an unbelievable week. I found the one point that I caught every bass I weighed in off of on the first day of practice. Normally that never works out that way. Rolled up on day one, no one was there. There was like 200 or 300 of them, so I saved it for as long as I could. I kind of run out of fish. The wind blew today. I couldn't see my bait down there. I caught every one of them this week on live scope. I know that's fighting words for some people, but it is what it is. But no, I want to give a big shout out to my mom, my best friend Daniel, Zach, my sister, my girlfriend drove all the way up here to see me fish today. So super excited they got to come up here. Like I said, after the last one, I'm just glad to be back here again.
So the spot you were fishing, we were here last year. Did you find that spot last year, or did you find it this year?
So I actually caught a couple off of it last year, but I run up the river last year because I thought I was a river rat. You know, I didn't like live scope, so I run all the way up the river and got beat. So this year I went down there and I knew I was staying down there the whole time, and I just randomly rolled over to it the first day, dropped the trolling motor, and they were there. So it's just kind of one of them things that was kind of meant to be.
That's awesome. You got some thank yous in, but what about anybody on your jersey you want to say higher thanks to?
Yeah, absolutely. North Alabama Mortgage, Triple B, Bass Bucks and Burrs, Meta Series, 13 Fishing, Impulse Lithium, Baitworks, all those guys. Without them, I could not be out here. This money right here is going to get me to St. Clair. I'm excited about that. I ain't going to lie. But, yeah, if it wasn't for them, all of us couldn't be out here doing this. So, big shout-out to them.
He jumped all the way to third place. Let's hear it for Trey Swindell one more time. Great job this week. And then there were 3. How's it going?
Going all right, but I think there's a couple good bags coming up to the stage.
Maybe one really good bag.
I think so.
I think word traveled around a little bit. All right, well, let's see if you can hold on. He is your reigning and defending college bracket champion. We'll explain that here in a minute, but let's get him up here. Out of the state of Minnesota, it's Easton Fothergill. 2-day total of 34 pounds, 7 ounces. 5 in the bag. To unseat Andrew, you need 15.6. Looking for 15.6. He's got it, 18 pounds and an ounce, and Easton Fothergill takes over the lead with a 3-day total of 52.8. And wait till you see this one bass, Eufaula, Oklahoma. If you're watching on live, you know what he's about to pull out of here. Look at that one. All right, let's make it official on the scales. Put it in that bag really fast. Phoenix Boat Big Bass right now occupied by Cody Meyer at 613. That's what you need to tie. Is anything longer than that, you got it. 8 pounds, 12 ounces, 812 on that bass. That's new Phoenix Boat Big Bass leader. We are in the lead of this tournament, and it's been a special week.
It has been a special week. I don't even know how that happened. Every single day I just made decisions on the fly and just pulled stuff out of nowhere. You know, I was running down the lake, and I'd never fished that spot in the tournament. I'd found it in practice, didn't catch anything on it, but a light bulb just went off like, man, that looked right. And I just pulled in there, and first cast, I caught that one. And it was just stuff like that all week long that happened, and I can't believe that happened.
I heard you mention on live today, I mean, you kind of had this one circled as just a surviving tournament, and we may walk out of this tournament with the victory.
It's crazy to think about, but yeah, I was really worried about this one, just how tough it is. It's easy to bomb these type of tournaments, but these are also the ones I love, the grinder ones. I think, you know, you got to be mentally strong, and I think that's where I strive. So
I want to get in the head a little bit. You said that spot where you caught the 8-pounder, it just looked right. What made it look right? What were the keys this week that you started focusing in on?
The keys this week was rock and wood, but mainly rock, and it had to have immediate deep water access. That point was just slow tapering, but on one side was a super sharp break, and it just had nice basketball-sized boulders on top of it. And when I rolled up there, I panned up there with the forward face sonar, and they were just dotted up like a ledge, and I was just like, this is insane. And then to catch that one out of it is even crazier. So it's just crazy week.
All right, so let's get a shameless bass plug in. You're donning this jersey, but he got this via the Classic Bracket win. Again, the College Series puts one angler into the Bassmaster Classic, and with that victory comes the full use of a Nitro Z20. It's got all the works on it, full use of a Toyota Tundra for the whole year, burst into the EQs, and not to mention a berth into the Bassmaster Classic. So because you're a collegiate angler and you were the #1 collegiate angler, here you are standing, and you may be taking on $43,000 because of it.
Yeah, I was talking about that with my cameraman on the way in. I would not be here if it wasn't for that tournament. It changed my life for sure. Financially, I would not be able to do this if it wasn't for that tournament. So just huge thank you to Bassmaster for providing that opportunity for us kids to compete. And, yeah, I'm just so grateful.
One other thing, if you don't know his story, they won the Team of the Year last year, he and his partner, and then they punched their ticket to the bracket. But then after that, you tell it much better than I do. I'll give the 30,000-foot view, but he had to have brain surgery and didn't even know if he was going to be able to fish in that bracket. We're able to get medically cleared after that, fish in that bracket, and here you are now.
It's been a crazy ride since then. It's been a godsend for sure. Everything since that moment has felt so easy, at least in fishing, and it's just stuff like this has happened constantly from then on. So it's like God just grabbed my shoulders and said, I got you.
Well, we got a few more to go, so we don't know what's going to happen, but isn't that awesome? Let's hear it one more time for Easton. Have a seat. One more round of applause for Andrew Loberg. And then there were two. You've been there, but you haven't been there in the Opens yet. So there you go. All right, he's been consistent all week. Rolling out today in second place. He is from the state of Michigan. Let's welcome up elite qualifier Bo Thomas. Step on up, Bo. He's got 5 in his bag, 34.8 through his 2 days of fishing. Another former collegiate angler. These 5, Bo, need to go 18 pounds and an ounce to unseat Easton. Again, looking for 18-1 with these 5. 2-day total of 34.8. $11 pounds and 10 ounces up to 5th place for Bo Thomas with a 3-day total of 46.2. And I know Bo's okay with that because guess where our next stop is? On his home pond. So he survived to Oklahoma with a top 10 in 5th place. Again, projected right now for Bo Thomas. 64th in EQs. But he's had a great day today and a great tournament. Let's hear it for him. So kind of like Easton, I didn't think you had an idea or an expectation to be in the top 10 here at Eufaula. You were kind of hoping to survive until we went north, but here you are on Championship Saturday standing on the stage.
Yeah, it was it's a real turnaround from where I was last year. Last year I think I finished in the triple digits here, so I made a complete game plan switch when I came here in practice. I kind of played my strength. I'm a deep fisherman. I really like using my Garmin electronics and live scoping and stuff, and so I just took advantage of that. And actually, sometimes you have to get lucky. So like the first day of the tournament, I pulled up to a point, and I was like, it should be good to throw a top water. I ended up catching like one little keeper on the top water, and I saw the white bass actually start busting out deep. So I decided to go out and look, and as soon as I did, I caught a 5-pounder, and then I kind of just like learned the area from there and ended up catching 15 day one, and then went back there yesterday and had 19 by like 9:40 or something like that. So it was crazy. It fished really tough. Like this lake fished really tough today just because, the wind didn't help. All the pleasure boaters and stuff, that made a big difference for the area I was in. But, I kept my head down and fished hard, and I knew that it was going to take 5 today to have a shot. So, I'm just happy I came in with a limit, and hats off to Easton. He caught him. You can't. It's your time when it's your time. When you catch an 8, 12, come on, dude. Like
almost a 9-pounder.
Like that's like a Matt Messer bass right there. That's crazy. It was fun though. My family got to come down, and all the texts and calls means the world to me. So I'm excited. We get to go to the home pond next. We get to start chasing some smallmouth. So I'm really looking forward to that. We're about to kind of I think I'm going to make a little switch up in the points. These next 2 tournaments got smallmouth in it, so we're going to try to make a run, see what we can do.
That run, if you make one, started here and Eufaula.
Yes, sir. Yeah, really awesome week. I wouldn't change it for the world. Caught them really good, and yeah, I feel like I kind of conquered it. Real quick, I got to thank Rec Pro. I got to thank DNR Sports Center back in Kalamazoo, Michigan. I mean, all the bait and tackle and stuff you need, you can go to their online store at Van Dam Warehouse. I got to thank Loomis, Shimano, Mod Buggy, Flat Rock Grill, Gates Automotive, and Elkhart, and actually all around the Granger area. And Straight Up Mounts. I actually just put on a new graph on my boat, so this was the first test trial tournament. So it's a Garmin 9219. It was actually, there's not very many being run in the bass industry right now because it's actually a center console graph. So it doesn't have no gimbal mount. So Straight Up Mounts fabricated me a mount, and it's absolutely incredible. The live scope looks crazy. It's so clear and makes my job a whole lot easier. And I feel like that's what a lot of my sponsors do, and I feel like that's what all of our sponsors do. I mean, without them, it would be really, really, really tough to fish the Opens or even fish competitively on a tour. So got to thank all them.
Let's hear it one more time for Bo Tom. It's been a great week. And watch out. The last thing the rest of the field wants is Bo Thomas having some momentum rolling into Michigan. All right. We're not quite ready yet. Yep, we're going to hold his fish. We're going to let Ty come up and chat. Come on up. He's a former Bass team champion out of Colorado. He rolled out today in the lead, Ty Faber. We're going to chat for a minute, and then we'll see how this thing unfolds. We always want to give you a shot, because it's going to go crazy here in a minute, just to kind of talk about the week and not let on too much of what happened today, but any thank yous and that sort of stuff you want to get in. But a special week it was, Championship Saturday.
Oh, man, it was a great week. Eufaula, Oklahoma is awesome. It's a little frustrating at times, but it's a beautiful lake out there, and it's just been a really blessed week for me, for sure, Hank.
Yeah, I mean, you had a great finish last year. I think it was, what 11th or 12th, just outside the top 10. And so, again, two great tournaments here at Eufaula.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I guess me and Eufaula kind of click. I don't know.
I mean, Ronnie was picking on you a little bit. He's like, yeah, you got lucky, but there's clearly something that you're able to put together on out here. So give us a little hint as to what you think it was.
Man, I don't know. Last year I caught them the same way I caught them this year, just kind of where they're getting out there in their summer stuff, and yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Well, you've been a champion before, Bass team champion in 2016, so I know you'd like to take home another piece of hardware.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
You ready?
You bet.
Easton, you ready? All right, Ty, step on back over there. Easton, step on over. Eufaula, are you ready is the question, because it's about to go down. All right, let's let Alan get back up here. We don't want to work him too hard. All right, he rolled out in the lead. His two-day total was 34 pounds and 12 ounces. He's a former Bass team champion. Let's welcome him to the stage out of Colorado, Mr. Ty Faber. All right, Ty, we got 4 in the bag to unseat Easton. You need 17-13. If it's anything lighter than that, Easton Fothergill is headed to the Classic for 2 straight years. Again, 34-12 through your 2 days. Looking for 17-13. 8 pounds and 12 ounces. That means Easton Fothergill is going to be your champion. Ty, thank you. And let's get the hardware up here while it's going strong. This only happened twice. Trisha McCormick did it. He was a college bracket champion, went on to win the Hartwell Open that very next year, and now you have done that. You're going to be a bracket champion and then turn around the very next year and win an Open.
To be in company with Tristan McCormick is definitely super cool to hear. I really look up to him, and yeah, that's I can't believe that.
Well, here you go. I know that bracket is special, but this trophy's a little bit bigger. And Eufaula, Oklahoma. Let's get loud for your champion, representing all college anglers, and now leading the points in the Tackle Warehouse Bassmaster Elite Qualifier. Easton Fothergill is going to be your champion here at Lake Eufaula. And again, we talked about it. You want to get another one, Andy, before I talk to it? Yep, let's get it over the head. Let's get the trophy hoist. Second and third don't go anywhere either. We've got trophies for you too. All right, Eufaula, let's hear for him one more time. And we talked about it. I mean, your story is something. I mean, to have brain surgery, and then to turn around and win the bracket and qualify and punch your ticket to the EQs. And now we're going home with some hardware. And now you're exiting out of here leading the Tackle Warehouse Elite Qualifier points. I mean, it's less than, I mean, I'll call it a miracle. I know you probably won't, but it's just something.
It's crazy. But I was thinking all day today. When I caught my 5th keeper, I was like, okay, I got some more EQ points. Like I had no clue how long almost a 9-pounder would go. I guess I haven't weighed in enough of them or something, but I can't believe it.
At the beginning of the week, if I told you we're going to give you an 8-12, an 8-pound, 12-ounce bass on this lake.
it's insane. I can't believe it. When that thing launched like 4 feet out of the water, I don't know. I don't even know what happened. I'll have to watch the video.
Well, I think it's safe to say you've not only survived the southern swing, you've thrived in the southern swing, and now we set our sights up north.
Yeah, I can't wait to go up north. It's a little bit cooler out. I don't know. It's not going to be any easier, though. I'll still have to catch them every time. These guys are so good. I cannot let up. So
we got a little bit of a wild card. A lot of this field has not. 153 EQs have never been to this lake called Leech Lake, but I think you have.
I live about 30 minutes from there, but you give all these guys 5 days of practice, they're going to find just about everything. So,
anybody you forget about, you want to say hi or thanks to?
The big thanks I have is my family drove down from Minnesota last night to watch this. So, and I can't believe they did that. I love them so much.
All right, one more time, hold it high, Easton Fothergill. I need you to get loud. One more time, Eufaula, for your champion. It's been a fantastic tournament. All right, Easton, you can go celebrate. We do have one more. We got to check. We'll get a picture with here in a minute. But we'll bring up second place, Andrew Loberg. Come on up. I hope you're still out there. Yeah. Andrew's still out there, or did he go to his boat? I see him over there. Hey, Alan, will you get Andrew back up here? He's down at his boat. Third place, Connor, you still here? Come on up. Connor Jacob, third place, 48 pounds and 9 ounces, taking home $13,022. Let's hear it for Connor Jacob. A fantastic finish for him. Getting some very valuable elite qualifier points. Andrew's coming up. Come on up, Andrew. I got a trophy for you. And $17,362. Here he is. Andrew Loberg, step on up, second place. 3-day total of 49 pounds and 12 ounces. Good job. Step right over here. Get a picture. And with that, I'll call out the rest. Trey Swindle coming in fourth place. Good finish for him. Going to be taking home $12,000. Fifth place, Bo Thomas. Taking home $11,000. Sixth place, Ty Faber. Taking home $10,000. Seventh place, Matt Adams. Taking home $9,500. Eighth place, Jack York, taking home $8,600. Ninth place, Cody Meyer, taking home $8,600. And 10th place, Matt Messer, taking home $8,600. Again, Eufaula, Oklahoma, you guys have been fantastic. We appreciate you. You have been awesome these past 2 years, and I promise you, Bassmaster will be back, whether it be at the elite level, open level, college, high school, nation. We will be returning. You guys have an awesome place you get to call home here, and we were glad we got to share it for these 3 days. Our next stop for the St. Croix Bassmaster Opens is the week after the 4th of July in Detroit, Michigan on Lake St. Clair. We will roll north and see what that fishery has in store. But until then, thank you guys very much for the hospitality. Thanks for watching on Bassmaster.com. Tournament number 5 is in the books, and we will set our sights on tournament number 6 in about 3 weeks. Thank you guys. We'll see you in Michigan.